We've got some jets flying overhead. We're obviously here at the air show, and you're going to show us a little bit about the F-22 up close.
I'd be more than happy to. This is a phenomenal jet. It's a 5th generation fighter, and we've basically taken the best of all the legacy fighters and we've rolled it into one airframe.
If you've never seen this jet before, I mean, it's really smooth. Every surface, you can just tell that it was created and designed to be as smooth as possible. It also looks like it has some sort of special coat of paint on it.
It does. So we went ahead and we make different angles on here. There's no 90-degree angles. So every time you throw a tennis ball at this jet, it's going in another direction.
So it deflects the radar signals at your advantage.
It does, and that makes it very, very stealthy.
Okay, so everything's carried internally, as
you're
saying. Now talk to me about some of these flight control surfaces. I mean, this is one of the bigger flight control surfaces that you'll see on a jet, right?
Oh, they're huge. And when he's up there and he's doing his tail slide and these guys are back there, it's not like the old days where they got a center stick and they're yanking and baking. And it's
so
all
small movements.
It's fly-by-wire, so whatever he's pulling, it's putting him back here.
Favorite part of the jet is the engine and the thrust to weight that the F-16 has.
You only have one engine, so that's pretty important.
Exactly.
So what is your body feeling when you're pulling this?
Well, it's pretty disorienting because I'm doing rolls the whole time.
You're about to go fly right now, so we'll watch you from down here. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
All right. See you. Staff Sergeant Tavis Garrett. I just saw you guys do your ground demonstration, and I noticed you do something funky. You switched the name tags. We just actually talked to that pilot, so tell me why you guys do that.
Before every flight, the pilot and I swap name tags. I, as the lead crew chief, am producing in a safe aircraft for him, and to prove that to him, I hand him my name tag, and so he verifies he's going to bring my aircraft back. He gives me his name tag.
So it's kind of a trust thing between the two of you. He'll bring the aircraft back, and you want him back safely as well.
Yes.
Paul Max Moga, the F-22 demonstration pilot. How are you doing today?
It's great to be with you. It's a wonderful day. Good show.
All right, so what are you going to do today in the sky over Miramar?
We're going to put on about a 10 to 12 minute tactical demonstration.
When you're in the sky, you know, a handful of us have seen this demonstration and it's awesome. It seems like the jet shouldn't be able to pull off those maneuvers.
I'm manipulating the controls similar to any other aircraft. Where we start separating ourselves from other traditional fighters is when I start getting the slow speeds and the high angles of attack, where the computer and the flight control system of the jet actually is able to take over and do things that a regular pilot with only a stick, a rudder, and a couple of throttles could not do.
Tactically speaking, you know, we see you do some of these incredible maneuvers, especially the one where you're flying and it basically just flips over on itself. Would you ever actually use that maneuver in combat? And if so, what scenario would you do that maneuver to avoid a target?
Well, it really depends. I think you're talking about the power loop, where it's a very tight radius loop at the top. If another jet did that, he would be well beneath me if he tried to follow me through it.
So let's just say someone has targeted you and you're starting from a defensive position. What maneuver would you use, something that the audience would relate to get away from that situation?
Well, normally we start off with a typical brake turn to defeat any kind of missiles that are coming at us, and then we try and turn the tides, go from defensive to neutral, and then back to offensive, and this jet can do it faster than anything else in the world.
So, to sum it all up, you wouldn't be flying any other jet if you had your choice?
I am happy where I'm at, and I'm willing to bet my life on it.
Thank you so much. So when you check things like the ejection seat, what are you looking for? Is there ever a lump in your throat just wondering if something's going to go wrong?
No, we have enough qualified personnel that if I do have any questions about what I see during the inspection, I'll call on a mechanic to come out and look at the seat and say, no, that's okay.
Let's just say you're working on this aircraft and all of a sudden you can't find one of your wrenches that you were working with. I mean, even something as small as that is a huge deal in the aviation world, because that might be tucked somewhere in the seat and then cause a problem later.
Absolutely.
What do you do to make sure those problems don't arise?
Well, all of our toolboxes are etched in ways that are silhouetted, that if there's a tool missing, it stands out like a sore thumb. Before any flight, you do what's called an ATAF, an all tools accounted for inspection. And if there's one tool missing at that point, all flights are halted, nobody takes off. If there are planes flying at that time, they'll most likely land immediately, because, like you said, even a small little wrench, if it gets, when these pilots fly inverted, it could come down and get stuck somewhere, it could hit them. At 400 miles an hour, a little wrench turns into a lethal weapon.
Demonstration. All these Marines are walking by in pass and review. They've got all their gear on. You just see how this armor protects them in battle. We were watching watching this thing move around before, and it looks like you only have about a foot here of vision. How can you see out of this?
Well, we have a little lever that we press down, and when we press it down, the periscopes that are lined up on the outside that you see, there's 3 of them. You can only see to the right side, the left side, and then forward.
Okay, so are you listening to these other guys? Are they kind of telling you where to drive as well?
Yeah, basically, because I can't see to the back or to my, to my left or my right, so they basically tell me, the tank commander tells me where to turn.
So what is it like jumping out of an airplane? I mean, the first time that you jumped out of an airplane, did you ever think that you'd be doing this?
No, definitely not. The first time I jumped out was for the Army, and I had no idea that I would ever get to do it as a professional sport.
So you guys actually won an award this year, didn't you?
Yeah, our competition team went to several awards actually this year. Competes worldwide, and we are extremely good.
Talk to me about when you jump in front of a crowd like this, what are you trying to show?
Well, of course, we're trying to demonstrate some of the capabilities of the armed forces as far as parachuting goes, and we're also showing our support to the American public for supporting us while we're deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan.
When you jump out, what kind of things are you doing in the air? Are you doing twists and turns in the air before you deploy that parachute?
Today I did a backflip when I exited the aircraft, but then we came together and actually 3 of us made a formation in the air. They took grips on my sides, and we fell for about 8,000 feet that way.
Now, does that make you fall faster? Like when you group together like that, how does that change it?
We fall at about 120 miles an hour. When you group together, you actually start to fall a little slower because you catch more wind.
One of your team members jumped in with the American flag today. What does that mean when you do that?
Well, today we jumped in the American flag because they had the live national anthem. The other flags are just to show support. We jump an Army flag, show support for the Army. Sometimes we jump a Blue Angels flag. We're pretty good friends with the Blue Angels, show support for them. We have our team flag, which is skull and crossbones. It's the military as a whole. But really, it makes for a good show for the audience. They can really see us a lot better. That's why we have the smoke on as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.